What's up guys, and welcome back to some Ratchet Clank content. Now for this video, I decided to cover something a bit different than usual. Now we all know that the Ratchet Clank movie has been released in pretty much a lot of regions right now, and there seems to be a lot of mixed reviews. Some people like the movie, some people completely dislike the movie. Now there's a variety of reasons as to why people like the movie or dislike the movie. The point of the video is not to go over these reviews. I actually want to go over something different, and it has to do with the script. Now like I said many times, I loved the Ratchet Clank movie, I enjoyed the movie itself. But some people disliked the movie because they didn't like the story that much. Maybe they disliked the script, the jokes, who knows. But like I mentioned, I'm not gonna discuss about the reviews and stuff. So we all know that Kevin Munroe and Garry Swallow were part of the script writing. And we all know that Fixman, the writer who worked on the future saga from Tools of Destruction until Into the Nexus, wrote the draft for the movie. And after reading his article he posted on his main website, it seems like he doesn't want to take any credit. And here's why. Fixman actually left the Ratchet Clank movie 2 years ago. Yes, he wrote a script, but he didn't really work on the movie when it comes to script writing. And he feels like fans should credit Kevin Munroe and Garry Swallow, since they're the ones who actually worked on the script later on. Now the Ratchet Clank movie teaser was released in 2013, and according to Insomniac and articles online, the movie was already done in 2015. It got released in 2016 since they were waiting for a distributor, and that's what basically caused the delay. And if Fixman left the movie 2 years ago, that means he left the movie during production. Since 2013, it felt like Fixman wasn't around, like he wasn't at any panels or stuff like that. And here's what he shared on his main website. But as some of you have noticed, I haven't been talking much about the film on social media. I haven't done any press or appeared on panels. When I've tweeted about Ratchet Clank, it's always been about the game, which I wrote with the talented John Paquette. The reason is that I didn't want to dive into the behind the scenes and risk worrying people when there's no reason to be. But I feel like a bit of a sham dancing around people wishing me congratulations for the final product. So it's become clear I should explain. I left the Ratchet Clank movie over 2 years ago. Okay, so it seems like he wrote a draft, but wasn't really part of the editing process and production. Now some of you might take this the wrong way. Hey, the movie flopped, so it's not my fault, blame it on Kevin Munroe and Garry Swallow. No, that's not what he's implying. He just feels like he doesn't deserve any credit since he wasn't really involved with the movie. Fixman was actually worried about what fans might think of him. People might think that, hey, I wrote a draft, it was better, but the movie flopped and it's not my fault. No, that's not what he's trying to say. He's just saying that Kevin Munroe and Garry Swallow actually worked on the script. And here's what was stated on his website. This won't be a huge surprise to some, as I have mentioned on Twitter for a few times, but I've spent the majority of my time dancing around it for fear of what people might say. I wrote the original draft of the script, but it's since been handed off to director Kevin Munroe and writer Garry Swallow. If anyone deserves credit or accolades for the final product, it's them. So why did I leave? Well, it was a combination of things. The first and most important was schedule. Who can blame him? He's a busy guy. I'm not gonna complain nor whine about it. Like, the guy's contribution to the series is pretty big. He worked on Tools of Destruction up until Into the Nexus, and I actually respect his work. He's got some talent. And here's another thing he mentioned about that. Another reason why he left is because of difference of opinion. The director and him pretty much agreed on a lot of things, however, they didn't see many things eye to eye. Okay, now some of you might think he probably left the movie since he knew that the movie would suck. No, that's not what I think. And plus, according to him, his contract for Ratchet was wrapping up. And for him, it seemed like a good time to move on. But I don't know, the guy's done some amazing work with the future saga. I'm sure something could have been done about the contract or something. Like, you've seen the reviews for A Crack in Time and people absolutely loved that game. The story was pretty epic and pretty dark compared to other games. Like, I would totally picture A Crack in Time story on the big screen. Like Azimuth, Lombax's, The Clock. A lot of you probably agree with me right now. But here's something I'm thinking about right now. Since Fixman moved away from the movie 2 years ago, do you think that the movie would have done a lot better? Do you think that casual viewers would have actually enjoyed the movie a lot more? I don't know, I'm not hating on anyone. I absolutely loved Kevin Munroe and Garry Swallow's work. Like, they're all talented, I'm not hating. But I'm just saying, maybe you guys might feel like, oh, if Fixman worked on the movie, then the movie would have been a lot better. I don't know, it just happens, contracts expire and people simply move on. I'm actually looking forward to Kevin Munroe's work for the Sly Cooper movie. So as I said, I'm not hating on anyone. Now, how different was the draft compared to Kevin Munroe and Garry Swallow's script? According to Fixman, it felt like a reimagined version. Maybe some elements were similar, but maybe the way the story was brought up was different. And Fixman believes that the biggest difference from the draft and the official script is the style of humor. The humor in the Ratchet & Clank movie was pretty funny, like some references were pretty hilarious. And knowing TJ Fixman's work in the Future saga, the jokes back then were also good. Maybe some of you might get worried, oh no, Kevin Munroe's writing the Sly Cooper story, what if he ruins everything? No guys, don't think that way. Like, I came up with a video discussing about the status of the Sly Cooper movie, and if you guys watched that video, it just showed how much Kevin Munroe is looking forward to the series, the Sly series I mean, and apparently he actually wrote a draft for the story, and he said that he really enjoys the story, and I believe that gives us enough proof that Munroe will actually be faithful to the Sly Cooper series. So guys, really, don't worry about it. Okay, since TJ Fixman didn't really work on the movie, how come we see his name in the credits and on the first page of the novel? Well, like I said, some elements are probably similar, but the way the story was told was probably different. And here's what was said about that. My fingerprints are still on the movie and several of my jokes and plot points are still in. Hence, you still see my name in the credits. What isn't mine was made by people who truly love the universe. And remember, the good folks at Insomniac have been there, watching and helping to guide Kevin and Rainmaker through the process. So if some of you are interested on reading the whole thing that was posted on his article, I'll just leave the link in the description. So yeah, this is pretty much it for the video. I thought of going over some stuff he mentioned. Since he was very quiet during production, it's pretty cool that he opened up and shared his contribution to the film. So yeah, what else is there to say guys? Okay, I know he posted his article on April 2nd. I'm probably late on this, but the truth is I actually had no idea about this until now. So as usual, if you have any thoughts, leave them in the comments. I've been Vivi and I'll catch you awesome guys next time.